Wow, that was amazing. 3 amazing talks by 3 amazing people, and of course, the moderator. So I hope you guys are enjoying yourself and you're strapped for more. I think that it was interesting, because this session was actually about the cyber strategy, but naturally, most of the conversation circulated around things such as, automotive cybersecurity, something that is very close to myself, and a lot of talks about cloud security. Now, I don't think this is a coincidence. I don't think this is a coincidence because cloud is one of those things that for us in the industry, we almost take it for granted. But when you think about it and you think about the potential of really disrupting hacks, building some sort of a framework that we as society can trust to make a significant change in this constant battle. I think Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke about this morning about the spy versus spy. So I think that when we talk about technologies that can really make a huge difference, I think that cloud computing is one of them. They concentrate a lot of power in a single location, and they put a business motivation for companies to secure, because companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, and so on, and other companies that are presenting here, of course, they offer this as a part of the business offering. And when there's financial motivation, I'm going back to my presentation from before, that's always a better incentive for actually getting results. So with that thought in mind, I would like to invite on stage the moderator of the next session. The session is going to be about securing the cloud. The chair is Mrs. Michal Braverman-Blumenstyk, the General Manager of Azure Cybersecurity at Microsoft. Michal, please join me on stage.
Thank you, Matan. So, good afternoon. Okay, here it is. So, this afternoon we're going to talk about security in a cloud-first world. Cloud and cybersecurity, those are 2 subjects that I'm very passionate about it, and I just happen to be working in them. So first, let's talk about the cloud. So the question today is not about, is the cloud going to be the future? The cloud is the present, and the cloud is here to stay. In 2020, companies that are going to have a no cloud policy are equivalent to companies today that have no internet policy. In 2020, the question won't be whether we are going to move to the cloud or how we are going to move to the cloud, but how we are going to optimize and to make sure that we do it in the best way. Let's talk about the digital transformation, which is part of the cloud transformation. So in the past, all digital assets were in the very cozy environment of the perimeter of your on-premise organization. However, this is not the case anymore because there are huge opportunities beyond the walls, beyond the perimeter of your organization. There are the public cloud and SaaS applications and supply chains and commercial and all these great things that are available outside. If your organization, if enterprise are not going to use it, they're going to be left behind. Therefore, there is no option to use this openness and great things that this new paradigm provide. However, with this openness, obviously the attack surface is much bigger. And the fact that now we have borderless organization create great opportunities for the organization, but also great opportunities for the hackers, as you can see. However, the question, and many organizations are afraid of the cloud, but the question is not really whether the cloud is more safe or less safe. The cloud, what you're going to do in order to secure your company's assets. And in the same aspect that the cloud provides a great opportunities for companies, what I believe is that the cloud has a great opportunity to make organization even safer. And I know that many people don't think like this, and I know there is a lot of myth about moving to the cloud because organizations are afraid that in the cloud it's less secure. Because there's so much data there, it will attract more hackers, etc. It's very similar that in the past people were afraid to put money in the bank because it will attract a lot of thieves. Obviously, this is not the case. So I think that if it's done correctly, actually the cloud can be much safer than on-premise. But cloud providers that provide facilities and security first have to deal with the basic concerns of moving to the cloud. And some of the concerns are really true. For example, management in the cloud is much more problematic because you don't really know where are all your assets. The cloud environments are very dynamic. You can turn on and off your assets. This is the great elasticity, and it's the great opportunity in the cloud, but it's also very difficult to manage. And of course, attackers continue to improve and be innovative, regardless if it's in the on-premise and in the cloud. So of course, cloud providers must provide answers to all these questions, and they do. But more than that, what really the cloud provides us is actually opportunity to be more secure for a variety of reasons. First of all, the big cloud providers, they have big operationals on scale, and they have lots of resources, both in human resources and in computing resources, in order to secure your infrastructure. The equivalent work that you will need to do in your on-premise environment is very costly, and you need a lot of manpower, and the cloud providers have that. In addition, they have many built-in protection, because they defend many tenants. In addition, cloud providers, especially when they have the ability to protect assets on the on-prem, which means that they provide hybrid defense, enable you to give you integrated protection. And one of the problems we know in security is many times we have silo products, and you need to see the full picture. And cloud provider that have hybrid solution can give you to that. And the last, which is not the least, to me it's the more important thing, is what I call the cloud effect. And Barat, in his talk before, referred to it as well. Think about it, cloud providers have lots of tenants. And because of that, when they see an attack on individual tenant, they right away can protect the rest of the tenants, and they can use measurements that will protect the entire environment that in the on-premise you cannot do it. So I'm sure I didn't convince you yet that you move to the cloud in order to be secure, and I'm very happy to do it afterwards, after this talk. But we have great talk today, a great session today from many aspects of the industry that will tell us about what they think about the move to the cloud. So the first thing that I would like to do, I would like to invite Roy Adar, who is the Senior Vice President of CyberArk. And Roy, please come here.